All right, I'm not sure if this something's going on with my internet here. Trying to see if this is actually live yet or not. Having problems getting this stream started. I don't know. My internet's apparently acting funny. Can't tell if I'm actually live or not. Does not look. All right, are we live? I don't know. It says we're live. Let's see. Do not know what is going on here. Let's see here. Let me just verify that we're live here. I've tried to go live a couple times here and it hasn't worked. So let's take a look here and see if it actually worked this time. Okay. Well, it says we're live, but I can't really tell. All right, maybe it worked this time. All right, now apparently we're live. There we go. All right. I don't know why I was having so many issues there trying to get this thing going, but finally got it going. Sorry about that. All right, so we're just kind of looking to see how price reacts. It's trading up into this fair value gap here on the NQ. See how price reacts to this area. We have relatively equal lows here on the downside. Looks like it might come back down to sweep this low here. Previous day low here is at 42.68 on the ES. So we'll see what price offers us. All right, let's see here. Possible starting to get this pushed back down here. All right, I'm going to mute my mic for just a couple minutes. I did not eat my lunch today, so I'm going to eat my lunch. And just going to turn off the camera there for a moment so you guys don't have to see me eat. I'll be right back. Taking a short here on the ES. See what happens. All right, taking this short here on the ES. Kind of a higher risk. Well, it's a low risk entry because it's not risking very much. It looks like we might be offsides here. Trying to give it room because I closed the short yesterday on the ES too soon, and then it went the way I thought it was going to go. So let's kind of see what happens here. I think I am going to move my stop down to there though, because it was only within 2 ticks of taking me out. So risking 100 here. All right, stopped out there for $100 loss. That's okay. It happens, I suppose. Just kind of jumped in there quickly, thinking that we might get this pushback down, but there was actually an argument from both sides. We did have a structure shift to the upside here, traded back into it, but I thought that it would not leave these lows here, not leave the yesterday's low. But it looks like it might just leave that low in place. Only risking $100 there. Very small amount. Possible move here above 400 on the NQ. Switch these back around. Give it some time, see what happens here. All right, trying to push here. May take a long here on the Nasdaq. We break through the 10s here, kind of targeting this 25 area, 28. Switch over to the smaller time frame here and see. Pushing through that pivot here at the 400. Want to kind of make sure we get through that pivot here and hold it before we take an entry there. We have a fair value gap at the 88 on the 1 minute chart. May go ahead and take this long if we trade back to the 88 here. Stop's going to be at 80. Oh wait, let's make sure I'm not. Well, there is a fair value gap lower. So let me see how price kind of reacts before I put that there. Let's wait and see here. All right, let's go ahead and take our long here. Looked like price was reacting to that fair value gap like you would expect. See if we can get this push up here. Didn't take out this high here, so I'm thinking we at least take out that high. Well, holding up here, I'd like for this to go. I'm not going to give it too much room here because there is a gap down below here. Going to stop us out here, it looks like. All right, that's two losers in a row. Kind of giving back our profits here from the morning on this account. Need to reevaluate things here. Got this bigger fair value gap down here. This is probably, I didn't mean to hit the fibs. This is probably going to be your better entry. I mean, I already came into this area once, but looks like the original entry might have been a... So I don't like using the fair value gaps on the 1 minute chart there. All right, we're going to take this entry if it enters this gap here. Back long. Trying to target this swing high here. Stop's going to have to be down here. So risking a bit here, but this looks good to me. We got a shift in market structure here, traded back down into this gap. So I like using the 3 minute chart better just because a little more, you know, a little better entries there. And I'm not going to allow this to come back on me. So we're going to go ahead and lock in a little bit there. Got 5 handles locked in there, so at least $100. Let's see if this thing can continue higher. All right, gonna go ahead and lock in 10 handles there. So $200 locked in there. Let's see if we can't continue up here. I want to give this room to go. I don't want to really trail it too tightly, but at the same time, I don't want to give any back either. All right, there we go. Got our profits back. This is probably going to continue higher, but this is one of my problems, and trailing this up like that, I don't really like the way I managed it, but this also could, you know, kind of reverse and come back down. But the idea for this trade was pretty solid. I think it probably takes out this swing high, which means I would have left quite a bit on the table here. We covered at the 88s. That's, you know, another 30 handles up. So, but let's see what happens here. I'm okay with that trade. I mean, we took, I think, 15 points. Yeah. 15 points off that trade there. Trailed it up a little too close, honestly, but didn't want to give back the profits we had already gotten out of it, so. Pulling back there, back to my entry. Possible move on up though. It's kind of an argument for both sides here. When that's the case, you know, you almost want to just be very, very careful. My internet is just, I don't know. Hopefully it's not affecting the stream too much. The internet seems to be lagging quite a bit. Not quite sure what's going on with it today. Pulling back into that fair value gap to the downside there. That's where our entry was. We almost top ticked on the profit there, so that's nice. Trading into that gap now. Kind of breaking the structure to the downside here. Excuse me. See, we tried to reclaim 4280 here on the ES, kind of got denied, pushed back down here. I think if we sell below the 69 level here, we're probably going to trade into the 40s this afternoon. Created a fair value gap now on the NQ to the downside. Are working on one right inside this bullish fair value gap. So if it breaks through 55 here, which it pretty much did, touched 55 and kind of moved back up, then we would like to see a candle trade back up into one of these gaps and we make an enter short. But I may just enter short for the break of this, if it breaks 55, just looking for this low of day here. Let's see. We do have that 50 level here, so might come down, touch 50, maybe trade back up into the gap before we head lower. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. It helps the channel. Appreciate it. Breaking through 55 here. I'm kind of getting the bounce back up there a little bit that we were anticipating. Got small fair value gap on the 1 minute chart there. Holy cow, just selling right through there. All right, we're going to jump in here a lot short, but we're going to move our stop to break even pretty fast here. Well, just tried to ride the momentum there for it to take out that liquidity there. Didn't want to leave it to chance there. Wanted to participate, but didn't want to, you know, give it the chance to do what it's doing there, bounce. So it took that liquidity down here. So now the question is, do we trade back up into this fair value gap that's created for the move lower? Or is this just a run on liquidity before the move higher? That's where it kind of gets, because, you know, for the ICT Silver Bullet setup, you want to see a run on liquidity between 2 and 3 p.m. So this liquidity was not ran yet. Ran on liquidity, and then so I'm going to be careful here on this move back up. It could touch this fair value gap and then move lower, but I'm going to be very careful because it could just shoot right through that for a structure shift to the upside. So let's just see which one we get here. We did take a little, I don't know what that was, $35 maybe. We were up more than that at, I guess we were up 5 more handles at one point. 5 handles, could have got another $100 out of that, but thought it might just blast right through there and continue on. That's what we were looking for. So you can see ES failed to run this liquidity here, these equal lows. So that really leads me to believe that ES is going to trade back up into here and then take out this liquidity down here. Let me look. Kind of trading up into the small fair value gap on the 1 minute chart. There's one on the 2 minute chart as well. So if price starts moving back down, we may take an entry here. Almost made it. Almost made it there. All right, price is trying to push back up into this fair value gap. This may have to act as like an inversion gap where, we've traded through it. So now it may, price may reject this area. See if it makes it up here. Like I said, we're going to be very careful and wait for confirmation here. Yeah, you really don't want the body of this candle to close into this gap, which it did there. So it's kind of a bullish look, to be honest. Kind of makes me think we might just trade right through here. Because if it was really respecting this, if this was becoming an inverted gap, then an inversion gap, the body really wouldn't trade up, wouldn't close inside of it. So I'm thinking we may just push right through here. And they may just leave these equal lows over here on the ES. Let's just see. So our original short here, well, where did we short at? We shorted here. Yeah, we got short there at 88, covered at 73. So that was a good entry there. Never would have been in the red if we'd have just held it, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. Didn't do it. How's it going, Jack and Jack So? How you guys doing this afternoon? All right, so the body of the candle did not exit out of the, it held that fair value gap there that we're talking about here. I don't like how the body's closed in this gap though. So to me, this almost seems like bullish. I think this is probably going to continue through here. But if it did, you'd want to see it break 89, maybe trade back into this gap and then move higher. It's kind of the idea here. If it starts to reject this gap, then we'll go ahead and take the short. But I don't know. Just going off of what I think might happen. Seems as though probably got a shift in you got a fair value gap created here that we just traded back up into on the ES. Oh wow, now it's starting to react to that gap. I do like that, but don't know if I want to risk that much. All right, let's take it. We're gonna move our stop to break even pretty quick on this move down here. Just because there are, you got, you can make an argument for both sides here. All right, there we go. Now we're going to move down to break even here. Ah, come on. Move the stop too quickly there. this goes back to trust in my trade. I draw this idea out, but this candle closed inside this old fair value gap, so that's why I was thinking that it was kind of looking bullish, but now I'm thinking it's gonna continue lower. And if I jump in now, then my stop's gonna have to be way up here. Let me see on the lower time frame what we got. Maybe we can, well, I guess technically I could put my stop at 78. Let's see if we get a push back up here. Yeah. Bad juju, crime stories. True crime stories. How's it going? If you guys haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe. Helps the channel. Appreciate it. All right, so we're getting kind of a pushback up here. I almost want to, man, I want to take the short, but all right, we're just going to take it here. Needed to push through this area strong. I'm gonna put my stop up here. Not gonna let it get to there. Obviously gonna really be eyeballing. This is what I hate. I said I wasn't going to do this, where I missed the entry and then I'm still trying to take the trade. I'm not supposed to be doing that. So if I miss the entry, I just missed the entry. I'm supposed to just let it go. Trying to get it room here, give it room so we can get this pushed down. Trends down, so I am liking that. So we get a push through 50 there so we can get our stop to break even. Push on down here. Let's push on down. Well, I'd like for it to push down here so I can get my stop to break even. Just waiting for it to push down 3 or 4 points into the green. All right, we're going to drop it at break even here, risk off on this trade. And now that we're stopped out, it's going to definitely go without us, but just want to take the risk off on that trade. I broke my rule entering that trade. And that's something that I don't want to do this afternoon. We want to stick to the rules. So it's going okay, bad juju. I am, you know, in a little bit of green this afternoon. Not a lot, but a little bit. So like I said, we broke our rules entering that trade. We missed the entry here. Should have been short from 68 here. Then we could have our stop at break even and just be letting this run. But we didn't trust it. We didn't enter it. This is the ICT silver bullet setup. We ran liquidity. So we ran this low, traded back up into the fair value gap, and then go down. So All right. Better than red. You're right there, Bad Juju. Red is definitely not good. This is the thing, though. I mean, I do this all the time where I see the entries and I don't take them. That's exactly what happened here. I talked myself out of it. I talked myself out of the trade. I really should just wait here, and if it trades back up into here, then that's a valid entry. And then we can take it at that point. And then if we lose, then it seems fine. Hold on one second. All right. I'm back here. Kind of slow it down here to the downside, but if you were short from up here, then you'd be perfectly fine. 68, never in the red. That's the thing tomorrow. I'm going to do this for sure. I'm going to make it a rule tomorrow to only take the setups that I see. Don't talk myself out of it based on the fact that there's, possible support below. So we can remove this this gap here now. It's unimportant at this point. Unimportant. I probably should have went ahead and removed it to begin with, because then I wouldn't be worried about it, the candle closing inside that gap. I mean, look how perfect this was. There's the liquidity resting below. We sweep it, come down, sweep it, trade back up into the gap. I mean, this is just perfect. It's just perfect, and I didn't take it. Well, I did take some of it, but, $20, $35, $20, when this should be a nice 68 to 40. This should be a nice 35, 40 handle move. Thanks, Bad Juju. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm frustrated because yesterday I did the same thing. I missed the move. This is how I kind of tilted myself yesterday. I missed the move, missed the setup. I did something similar where I jumped in. Stop's not where it needs to be because it's just too much risk. I get stopped out, and then I FOMO into it down at the bottom and end up getting stopped out for a big loss, and then just go off the rails. So we're not going to do that today. We're going to stick to our rules. And the rules say if we miss it, we miss it. So let's just wait for the next possible entry. Try to do a little better tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. right, well, bouncing out of that area there before we took the lows. Kind of chopping here, even though this is, you know, your ICT setup. You're kind of chopping here. Not really a clean move to it. Not a nice clean move that, you know, we'd like to see. Bad juju, do you trade? If so, are you using a prop firm? Are you using a personal account? Oh yeah, patience, patience for sure. The funny thing is, I have pretty good patience in life, but not in trading. They don't translate. They do not translate. So, you know, with the kids and stuff, I'm pretty patient. Kind of barcoding here, just moving back up, just staying in a range. Oh, you got a funded account with Apex. Nice. I'm working on it. If you're unfamiliar, Bad Juju, I don't know if you watched the recap video from yesterday, but I kind of went on tilt after that last trade I just told you about the end of the day, and I lost $1,200 after the stream on my Apex account. So made about half of it back this morning, 574 in the very first move of the day. I took the first move of the day here, if I can find it. So I only took one trade on this account today. Took this move up at open. Broke this high, got long there. Took a little $580, 2 contracts, and shut it down. Didn't take any other trades on that one. So did not take that trade on the Top Step account. So yeah, now I'm at the equity on my Apex account is now at 50,869 when I was up almost $1,000. I was at 51.8 yesterday at my high, and on my step 2 on my Top Step I'm at 51,891. So we were about a little over 1,100 on that one. To be honest, I probably wouldn't have held this entry anyway. If I got short at 68, then, you know, would have got my 20 handles and probably already be out. So yeah, that's the only thing, Bad Juju, that I was unsure about. That's why I was on Top Step and not Apex, because of the trailing threshold drawdown. So I started today and mine was at $700. So I didn't have very much room. But after today's profit, it's at 1,370. So I guess as I move back up, it'll kind of go down. I can't afford to have another one of those bad days like that. Gonna have to kind of keep it. That's the reason why I didn't want to give this back If this was an end of the day drawdown account, then I would have certainly taken more trades. But you have to trade it differently. Seems like with Apex, you have to kind of protect that potential drawdown. So, got to give myself enough room to work. So that's the reason I ain't taking any more trades on that one today. Yeah, that's what I noticed. I wasn't sure how it worked. I thought that it reset every day, but now I see that it doesn't. Which, you know, I guess makes sense anyway. That it doesn't reset. All right, trading back up into this bearish fair value gap now. I'm not... Goodness. Do we have the nerve to take the short this time? Probably not. That's looking like a pretty strong... shift in structure to the upside here. If the ES trades above 80 and can get above that VWAP level, I don't see how NQ doesn't pump out of this and just keep going. So holding the fair value gap so far, as long as the body of the candle kind of stays out of it there. Tight stops are key. Yeah, that's why if you notice, the Apex actually fits my trading style because I love to move my stop quickly to break even, and I love to trail it up in the trade. It costs me money sometimes. As you can see here on this long, I just trailed it right up, you know, all the way. But so it does kind of fit my trading style there to trail it up. I don't really leave runners, you know, so in that sense. Approaching the 20 SMA here. Where's the VWAP at? Oh, wow. It's all the way up at the 500. It's way off the screen. Kind of eyeballing this. If it doesn't break this kind of little swing high here, then I think that it may trade back down. But I have a feeling it's gonna run this liquidity. So let's look for a shift in structure up, maybe to this 90 level before it kind of trades back down into this gap. See if we can't get an entry here. Just crossed over the 3 o'clock hour here. Switching over to the 1 minute time frame here, just to kind of get an idea. If we do have a shift in structure on the 1 minute, I don't trust those quite as much, but it's kind of a dangerous area here. We still got these relatively equal lows here. Dog's barking. Sorry about that. All right, I'm watching this. We're trading back into the gap on the 1 minute chart. There's also one on the 2 minute chart, but I almost feel like this is just going to be another sell-off area. All right, we're into that fair value gap on the 1 minute chart now. the bullish fair value gap, and also the one on the 2-minute chart there. I'm going to sit on my hands here. I'm going to play it safe because I can make an argument for both directions here. Didn't invalidate this gap because, you know, it didn't trade through the 87 level. So I was saying I would like it to invalidate this gap first, then trade back down, and you can have a little more confidence that this is going to continue higher. But this literally can go either way right here. So let's just sit on our hands and wait. 8 p.m. there. Let's see. 3 p.m. here. Where you at? You must be. Oh goodness, I couldn't even guess. I have no idea. Where you at? And there we go, bouncing out of there. On the 3-minute chart, there's, I mean, a very tiny fair value gap right there. It's like a 1 or 2 tick gap there. So on the 1-minute chart, we could have used this as an entry, but like I said, I don't trust the 1 minute all that much, and we can still make an argument for both directions. So let's just wait and see. Wait until we get this entry, this setup on the 3-minute here. All right, let's see here. Kind of rejecting that area here. Don't want to see that. UK. Yeah, I was going to guess the UK. I think maybe you told me that before, and I just forgot. I mean, you can see these wicks. You know, the wicks don't invalidate the gap, but some indecision here for sure. Once we get over this 315 mark here and that macro turns on, we'll see kind of what happens. I think we probably pump into close here, but that's, you know, who really knows. I mean, you're looking at possibly that, maybe the 27 area, 30 area. So we're now outside the silver bullet time frame, which is fine. We saw it. We didn't take it. All right, let's just see if we can't get this push up. Like I said, I'm just looking for multiple charts to kind of have the same, you know, to kind of line up. We want to have a fair value gap on 2 or 3 of the charts and let it trade. I really like to have the fair value gap on the higher time frames, 3-minute, 5-minute, and then that way you got kind of some validation. It's kind of, I mean, it's very lethargic here. Just I think we might pump up tomorrow. I mean, if based on the the last 5 weeks, I think for the last 5 weeks, we've had bullish days on Fridays. So yeah, so Bobby, once you get to the profit target, then that it stops right at 50. Is it 52.5? I think that's what I read. At 52.5, it stops trailing you, and you just kind of go on your own there. So maybe we can get to that once we get funded fairly quickly. Look at this rejection. Wow. I mean, it tried and tried to go and just couldn't make it. All right, trading back into a fair value gap almost on the 5-minute chart here. Is this the pullback that we were looking for there? See if we can get a little lower here. I'd like to see a pullback into that 65, a little lower than that. All right, we're gonna. Oh my goodness. Oops. Took the long here, but I took it on the wrong account. Did not mean to do that. Accidentally took it on the Apex account, and I was wondering why it didn't pop up on the screen there. May just take that off. Yeah, I'm just gonna take that off. I kind of sucks. I took it on the wrong account there, but that's okay. Well, good thing we took that off. Saved a little bit there. It traded right through it. Wow. I don't want to do anything crazy. Certainly want to participate here, but we'll give this a second. All right, I'm going to go ahead and participate here. See if we can't get this sell through. Just here through the low. Oh, shoot. I did not even realize I did that. 2 contracts. Well, hopefully it works out. If it bounces out of here, we're going to be in trouble. So let's see here. Just want to get this sell down here quickly. Really should have waited for that gap to form for this trade back up into the 55s, but this might cost us this afternoon here. I'm going to try to give this the room it needs. Needs to have room to trade back up into this gap before taking out the lows. Should have been more patient on this entry. Didn't realize I had 2 contracts on this one. So we will be aggressive moving our stop to break even for sure, if we can get there. Well, I'm trying to drag it down there, but got to wait for price to get in front of it first, huh? I don't like that this hasn't taken these lows quickly. $3.15 macro just turned on there. This is gonna hurt. All right, I'm taking it off here. I don't like how it's, you know, that pretty much wipes away my profits today. Goodness. All right. Traded out of that area. Didn't like how it wasn't going there. That kind of sucks, but what can you do? That was rough. So, still in the green for the day. That's the positive thing. The negative thing is I didn't realize I took those 2 contracts on the Apex. I did purposely take the Apex trade just to try to get that loss back, and then had 2 trades there, or 2 contracts. Trying to push back down here. Man, I hate to re-enter here, but this thing looks like it wants to take the low a day out now. Ah, come on. Let's go now. Push down. This thing just wants to bounce at the 50 level every time, huh? This will be my last trade of the day, no matter what happens here. Going to shut myself down after this trade. Don't want to let what happened yesterday happen again today. Don't want anything spiraling out of control. We'll just take our loss and move on. Come back to fight another day. I'm going to move my stop up to this top fair value gap here, but if it breaks this swing high that it just created, then I'm just going to manually close both trades. All right, well, that's going to end the stream for us today, unfortunately. That's not how we wanted today to go. I don't know. Made a couple of mental errors there. So I can feel myself, again, just kind of steaming. So we had a really nice positive day. I think I was up almost $900, and now I'm down $600. So... all right, well, I appreciate you guys watching. I'll be back tomorrow at 9:20, and we will see you then.